which was 6,000 acres with over 2,000 slaves working on it. This house, it first started in 1750 by George Ashe, a wealthy English planter, who named it after his wife Rose, hence the name Rose Hall. George Ashe died 2 years later. Rose remarried 3 other times. It was her last husband, the Honorable John Palmer, who completed this house between 1770 to 1780. They both died having no children. The house was built on to his grandnephew, John Rose Palmer, who later met and married Annie Mae Patterson in 1820. She then became the second mistress and the White Witch of the house. Annie Mae Patterson was born in England in 1802 to an English mother and an Irish father. Her parents, they were merchants and were interested in trading. They moved to Haiti when Annie was 10 years old. Shortly after their arrival in Haiti, they contracted the yellow fever virus and died. So Annie, she was adopted by her nanny, a voodoo priestess who taught her everything she needed to know about witchcraft. Soon after her nanny died, she came to Jamaica in search of a wealthy husband. Soon then she met and married John Rose Palmer. The slaves were the ones who gave her the name White Witch. She lived in this house for 11 years. Within 9 years, she murdered 3 husbands and countless slave lovers. She was killed in December 1831 by her freed slave lover, Taco. How Annie died? It all began when she met her new bookkeeper, Robert Rutherford. She fell in love with him, but Robert was in love with Millicent, his housekeeper, who was also Taco's granddaughter. When Annie found out they had a relationship going, she cast a spell on Millicent and she withered and died within a week. Taco, in revenge for her only granddaughter, came from downstairs to a secret passage, made love to Annie and strangled her to death. Taco then fled in nearby bushes in Ashman. The general overseer, who was also a lover of Annie, sought of the Taco and shot him in the hills. Annie, she died at age 29, and she was only 4 feet 11 inches tall.
29.
29.
She did a lot of damage in her young years.
She did, didn't she?
This house, it was owned by the British government. Then it sold to 3 separate families, the Jarretts, the Barretts, and the Anderson. The Jarretts and the Barretts, they bought the house to work the sugarcane plantation, while the Anderson bought it in 1905 to live in. Their maid was upstairs cleaning for them to move in when she fell from Annie's balcony, broke her neck and died. They stripped the house of all its woodwork and the furniture, moved to Kingston, where they built another house called the Braemar. This house is now privately owned by an American couple, Michelle and the late John Rollins of Wilmington, Delaware. They bought the house in 1965, had it restored between 1966 to 1971, spending a total $2.5 million on restoration. Here is the ballroom. This is where the Palmers, they would socialize with wealthy friends. They would dance to 17th, 18th, and early 19th century chamber music. The chandelier is an 18th century piece made from French gold doré. The fabric on the wall is silk, and throughout the house it's fabric. Back then they didn't have any lighting systems. Today all lighting systems are converted into electricity. All the woodwork in the house today are made of Jamaican mahogany. Okay, from here moving on to the
I would think that Jamaica. So how often do you see the ghost?
I just saw it once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Alright, so welcome to the lower gallery, once used as a reception hall. Servants would enter from that door to serve both dining rooms along with bedrooms upstairs. The kitchen, it were on the outside. In case of a fire, it wouldn't catch the main house. Oh. We have a picture dated back to the early 19th century. The persons on it, they are unknown. Neither Annie nor Rose are children. So the Metropolitan Museum in New York, they're still working to find its exact origin. The lady in red, you can walk along the pathway and watch her. Wherever you go, her eyes are watching you. Psychics came here, say that she is Annie. True.
picture.
Definitely.
Drop leaf table, along with grandfather clock over that side, was donated to the house by the late Johnny Cash.
Oh, wow.
Johnny Cash and the Rollins were close friends. He once had a house 5 minutes away from here, hot by the cinema here. And this is a picture of the house when the Rollins purchased it in 1965.
Oh my.
It looked as if it burnt, but it wasn't. It stood abandoned for over 130 years, so it became naturally.
It was run down, boy.
Yeah, it was.
Did you take a picture of this picture?
Yeah, I took a picture of that picture.
Yeah, he's hanging around here.
She's been there a long
You know what?
time.
You might find.
Huh.
Alright, welcome to the morning room, otherwise called the breakfast room. This is where the Palmers, they would dine when they had no guests in the house. The table is apple white, the chairs, they are Hurley Queen hand. Over on your right, we have a Welsh dresser with pewter pieces on display. Pewters were made from thin and lead. Continue eating from pewters would lead to brain poisoning.
Yes.
So they say that's what you eat from, made her go crazy.
Is all the wallpaper material or is it
Silk. She like blue. I can't believe she died at 29.
Yeah.
She did it
Young.
in 29 with people doing the lake farm.
Alright, over here we have an inlay system. It's known as a copper lavabo. This was for washing hands and utensils before and after meals. On the floor here we have a wooden pail. Children 5 to 9 years old used to fetch water from a mile or off. If they spilt any, they would be whipped 7 times across their backs. This was helping them building their muscles. By the time they reach 10, they are able to work on the sugarcane plantation. I feel the weight of it.
wow? And then you put and then you put a gallon of water, which is about 10 pounds, roughly, per gallon.
Centerpiece is a pedestal Sheraton banquet table. The chairs, they are ribbon shipping here. Directly across is a mahogany brick front with 18th century trade china dishes on display. On this side, we have 2 Sheraton knife boxes along with the Sheraton sideboard table. She would have her knives placed in these tiny slots. To make sure the slave don't get a hold of them, she will keep it locked.
Yes, she knew.
She knew.
And that's a picture of King Louis, the 16th of France.
Did you bring it back? Yeah, that's fine. Well, here, you can still take pictures of this. Okay, you come to that.
Clock here?
Yeah, it was Johnny Cash.
Oh, is this a clock where Johnny Cash came?
Yep. And the chimes
Are you
are
the
kind
singer
of
as me, Johnny Cash? Oh.
Where all business discussion were held. The portrait is of Rose, the first and good mistress of the house. She was considered to be good. She had 4 husbands, all of whom died naturally. Unlike Annie, who murdered all 3 of hers. We have no pictures of Annie. The night she died, slave burnt all her personal belongings. And here we have a mahogany cane chair. When unfolds, it becomes library steps.
Oh, weird.
This was for getting records in books off the high shelf. The average height back then was 5 feet 2.
Where were all the pictures burnt?
We don't know.
Okay,
Slave
but
burnt.
that's Annie there?
No, that's Rose.
Oh, that's Rose.
So she's the first lady of the house. She's the good one.
She's the bad one.
No, the good one. Annie is the bad one. We don't have any picture of her.
And the ghost that you saw is who?
Annie.
Okay.
Annie are one of the slaves.
Okay.
And that picture is faded or there's no picture in it?
Yeah,
It's
there's a
like a
picture.
map.
It's like a map.
That's the one,
Stand on
yeah.
there.
No, because I can see pieces, but I'm wondering, the sun coming through the windows probably fades it.
All right, good.
You want to take a picture of something? Oh, look at that. It's all cloth.
And just think silk.
Oh, I got the rope.
Over here is a replica of a balcony where the maid fell from, broke her neck and died. It's quite safe for you to stand on.
Is he gonna catch us?
And the roof outside, it wasn't very much clear.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a drop.
Yes. And here would also be Annie's favorite spot to sit or stand once the slave is polished in the courtyard.
She's all heart.
Wow, she is.
So what's those square? There she is. She's going into the cupboard down there.
You won't tell me.
What's those
Okay,
squares?
that's like a switch. Alright, over that side we'll see the green pavement. That's the foundation of a two-story building that was connected to this main house.
Is that
Over
where
that side
they
you
were
have
cooking?
servant quarter, yes. That's where they have servant quarters.
And it burnt down?
No, it wasn't burnt, it's torn down.
Are they gonna rebuild it?
Welcome to the gentleman's room. Back then only
can
wealthy
see.
men were considered to be a gentleman. This is where she killed the first husband by pouring arsenic in his coffin.
Arsenic.
After she killed the first husband, she then became the wealthiest plantation owner on the island. She was with the first husband for 7 years, the second for 6 months, and the third for 2 years. Oh.
Gosh. She made it life out killing. My God.
Things like that still happen today, though.
Are you lucky?
7 years, Lisa. It was long for the first.
Well,
I don't think I want to be a guest here. Especially if I was a guy.
notice I'm quiet?
Point taken, right?
I so much love women, eh? Oh gosh.
Candle. Why are some of the candles tilted?
Pardon me?
Why are some of the candles tilted?
Here because they are old or...
Okay.
Probably from heat.
Just making sure.
They walk the
Alright, this room is called the toile room, and it's called toile because there's a French fabric on the wall. This is where she killed the second husband by stabbing him. And to make sure he was dead, she then poured boiling oil in his ears.
In his ears?
God.
How could somebody be so cruel?
That's a bit
That's
strong.
what you call a person with an evil heart.
Like maybe no heart at all? I don't know what she was finding.
Is that a heart?
It's a heart. It's just a matter of,
It's a black one.
you know, some have half and half,
Yeah, so don't tap.
some don't. Some do take and then they feel really bad. They learn from it.
I guess she did. She did kill 3 of them.
Tell me. Seemed like from 29, boy, murder was a game.
That's unbelievable though.
Just want you to know that the Almighty Holy Child loves you no matter what you're going through.
This is all original, like what it looked like?
Just replica is replica, it's not original.
But it was the same. Oh, this is the cruel room.
Keep
C-R-E-W-E-L.
going inside.
Oh, good.
Alright, this room is called the cruel room, and it's called cruel because of the fabric on the wall. It was hand embroidered in India. So this is where she killed the third husband by strangling him with the help from Taku, or Free, the slave lover.
Okay.
Over on that side we have a commode. That's what they use for the toilet. Toilet were far from the house.
They still use those in the hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to
Not
go
much
far.
difference, no.
Except they have wheels.
I just want you to know that the Almighty Holy Child loves you.